Ezekiel chapter 33. Ezekiel, a watchman. The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, speak to your countrymen and say to them, when I bring the sword against a land, and the people of the land choose one of their men, and make him their watchman, and he sees the sword coming against the land, and blows the trumpet to warn the people, then if anyone hears the trumpet but does not take warning, and the sword comes and takes his life, his blood will be on his own head. Since he heard the sound of the trumpet but did not take warning, his blood will be on his own head. If he had taken warning, he would have saved himself. But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet to warn the people, and the sword comes and takes the life of one of them, that man will be taken away because of his sin. But I will hold the watchman accountable for his blood. Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel. So hear the word I speak and give them warning from me. When I say to the wicked, O wicked man, you will surely die, and you do not speak out to dissuade him from his ways, that wicked man will die for his sin, and I will hold you accountable for his blood. But if you do warn the wicked man to turn away from his ways, and he does not do so, he will die for his sin, but you will have saved yourself. Son of man, say to the house of Israel, this is what you are saying. Our offenses and sins weigh us down, and we are wasting away because of them. How then can we live? Say to them, as surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord, I take no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but rather that they turn from their ways and live. Turn from your evil ways. Why will you die, O house of Israel? Therefore, Son of man, say to your countrymen, the righteousness of the righteous man will not save him when he disobeys, and the wickedness of the wicked man will not cause him to fall when he turns from it. The righteous man, if he sins, will not be allowed to live because of his former righteousness. If I tell the righteous man that he will surely live, but then he trusts in his righteousness and does evil, none of the righteous things he has done will be remembered. He will die for the evil he has done. And if I say to the wicked man, you will surely die, but he then turns away from his sin and does what is just and right, if he gives back what he took in pledge for a loan, returns what he has stolen, follows the decrees that give life, and does no evil, he will surely live. He will not die. None of the sins he has committed will be remembered against him. He has done what is just and right. He will surely live. Yet your countrymen say, the way of the Lord is not just, but it is their way that is not just. If a righteous man turns from his righteousness and does evil, he will die for it. And if a wicked man turns from his wickedness and does what is just and right, he will live by doing so. Yet, O house of Israel, you say, the way of the Lord is not just, but I will judge each of you according to his own ways. So there's a lot here just in this first portion. A lot. This is sermon upon sermon. Oh my goodness. So listen to what he says here because it's very important. Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel. So hear the word I speak and give them warning from me. So he's telling Ezekiel that he is utilizing him. And in the previous verses, he was explaining how a watchman is utilized. How a watchman is someone that finds out something or sees something, and then because they see something, because they hear something, they provide that information to someone who is unknowing, who doesn't understand, who doesn't know. So this can be taken in a lot of different ways. This can be taken in someone who's called to service, such as someone who goes out and is a witness to others, who does missionary work, who is a minister or preacher, or someone that has serves as a leader of a church or group of people, and of following the Lord, following Christ, and in many different areas it can be looked at as someone who is a guide to help assist others in their walk with the Lord. It can also be a day to day. It could be in any moment, at any time for any one of us. Someone could come up to us with a request or question or an ask, and we can be provided information from the Lord to provide to provide an answer to the person or people. And so what the Lord is saying is, if Ezekiel were to hold back that information, that could harm the person. Not only does it harm the person, but it may harm Ezekiel because of the fact that he did not provide that information to the person who was asking, or the person or people who Ezekiel was sent to. And by mean harm, as in things have consequences. There could be a range of different things. It could be something that he didn't let Israel know, something very important, which in this case is the turning away from sins, leaving these detestable idols and following the Lord, which is love, right? But following these detestable idols, if he were not to take on this task, they would continue and get worse and worse and worse, therefore jeopardizing himself. Because what happened, they were getting conceited, they were getting prideful, they were getting arrogant, they hated the alien, they started hating people who follow the Lord still. And so his life would be in jeopardy. However, helping these people to turn back to the Lord, or providing that message to them, also may have benefited him too. Although we'll see that, as you can see, prophet after prophet reaching out to the people of Israel, and they were hard-headed and stubborn, and therefore sometimes it did cost the person even up to their life. But the Lord had them. The Lord told them, this is what's going to happen, and your reward is up in heaven. Your reward is right here. And that is amazing because it's for all eternity, where it does not deteriorate. And so Ezekiel is being told all this information, and also telling him what the important is, why it's so important to be the messenger and relay the message to whoever it is intended to. Bringing past to present again, that's something that we've had conversations about too, where something comes up and we get this desire to speak out, to assist, to help. Follow that. Pray to the Lord always, ask for guidance, and the Lord will provide you an answer, yes or no. He will give you that peace in order to continue. He will give you that guidance in order to follow through. And when we choose to follow through, man, it is amazing. It is amazing. That sense of fulfillment, that sense of joy, it is of the Lord. And you will be able to tell when that time comes. Before we go on to the second point, though, for this chapter, what kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind when we read over this? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?